You know the names. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor. Seneca, the wealthy statesman. Epictetus, the slave who found freedom. They are the celebrated titans of Stoicism, but history is a shallow narrator. It remembers the glory, but often forgets the grind. It remembers the palace, but forgets the gutter. To truly understand the architecture of resilience, you must leave the well-lit halls of the elite and step into the shadows. Tonight, on Mind of Influence, we are not looking to the kings. We are looking to the forgotten. The underdog philosophers who didn't just write about endurance, they were endurance. Act 1. Cleanthes, the night boxer. Before he was a master, he was a puncher. Cleanthes was a heavyweight boxer in Athens. He had hands like iron, but a mind hungry for something his fists couldn't provide. He arrived at the school of Zeno with nothing. He had 0 drachmas and 0 pedigree. While other students slept or feasted, Cleanthes worked. He hauled water from deep wells for the city's gardens, through the dead of night, just to earn enough to listen to Zeno by day. He was so incredibly poor, he wrote his philosophical notes on broken pottery and dried ox bones, because he couldn't afford a single sheet of papyrus. Think about that the next time you complain about your circumstances. He didn't need a golden library, he needed an unshakable will. Cleanthes eventually became the head of the entire Stoic school. He proved that the grit of a laborer is the true foundation of wisdom. Act 2. Musonius Rufus, the island king. He was the teacher of Epictetus, the very source of the slave's wisdom. Yet, he is nearly forgotten. Musonius Rufus was a threat. Why? Because he couldn't be bought, he couldn't be scared, he couldn't be controlled. And Emperor Nero hated things he couldn't control. Nero sentenced Rufus to exile on Gyaros, a desolate, barren, rocky island used only for criminals. It was a place designed to break the spirit through isolation and starvation. But Musonius Rufus arrived and looked at the desolate rock and smiled. He didn't see an exile, he saw an opportunity. He turned that miserable rock into a school. He was so profoundly impactful that students willingly braved dangerous seas just to hear him speak. They came to the rock to learn how to be kings of their own minds. Rufus taught the world that your environment does not dictate your influence. You can build your citadel anywhere. Act 3. Agrippinus, the quiet rebellion. This is the man who mastered the toughest Stoic skill, radical, unflappable indifference. While others were panicked about the bloodthirsty emperor, Paconius Agrippinus lived as if the emperor did not exist. One afternoon, a terrifying messenger arrived at his door. "Nero's Senate is trying you for treason right now." Agrippinus looked up from his bathwater. "Very well, then let us finish our bath." Later, another messenger ran up, pale with fear. "You have been condemned," Agrippinus asked calmly. "To death or exile?" "Exile," the messenger stammered. "And did they take my property?" "No," replied the messenger. Agrippinus smiled a smile of pure freedom and said, "Excellent. Then let us go to Erysia and eat lunch." Agrippinus understood that life is just an appointment. You do what you have to do, and you take the consequences as they come. When you realize that death is inevitable, and exile is only an inconvenience, nothing can hurt you. Tonight, on Mind of Influence, we remember the boxer, the exile, and the man who went to lunch. Their citadel stands, regardless of history's silence. Subscribe to Mind of Influence. The war never ends. Stay focused.